Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Silent Core and welcome back to my GTA 6 news series, keeping you up to date with all of the latest news and rumours. So today we have some very interesting information to go over, giving us huge details on potential locations that will be included in Grand Theft Auto 6. So it was discovered that Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive have actually hired a location manager or a location scout in Florida. And this person is actually quite a renowned location scout. If we take a look at her resume for a second, you can see she's been hired for all sorts of huge productions, TV shows, movies. To name a few of these, there's Miami Vice on there, there's Bad Boys 2, Miss Miami, CSI Miami. And for all of these productions, she was either a location manager or an assistant location manager, helping find the right locations to shoot these shows in. So she obviously has a wealth of information on, best locations in Miami to shoot and also the surrounding areas. And it actually makes perfect sense for Rockstar to hire someone like Leah, because a lot of the Grand Theft Auto games take huge inspiration from movies, and a lot of the missions are actually based on movies in real life. There's so many references to real life brands and real life buildings. If you take a look around Grand Theft Auto 5 in Los Santos, you'll just see a million references to real life Los Angeles, real life brands that exist there. So having someone with the knowledge is going to be a huge asset there. So I guess the first thing to go over was an image of a contract that was actually shared on Reddit by a user called Fresh305954. And I actually managed to get in contact with Fresh myself, and I'll show you guys what he had to say after. But first of all, let's take a look at this contract letter that was leaked. So as you can see, we've got a contract here, and stapled to the front of it is a business card from Take-Two Interactive Software. And there are some sensitive details here, like phone numbers and names that are blanked out here. But thanks to a couple of detectives, such as Len LFC, we did later on discover that this letter and contract is from Leah, and it's even linked to the bottom there, her IMBD page, which is her resume. So the start of the letter is a little bit cut off, but we can make out at the top there, Rockstar Games, a video game development company. They have a group of researchers and developers scheduled to come to Florida this October, so this is most likely from last year, to scout locations for their video games. Their research crew will be here in South Florida between the dates of October 14th and October 18th. The scout team's mission is to tour and photograph various interesting locations throughout the state of Florida. The research they gather and the photos they take on this scout will become part of the company's research library and will be used to inspire Rockstar developers to build real environments in their games that reflect real-life environments. We'd like to arrange to have Rockstar's team scout your property, business, while they are here. As mentioned above, any photos taken during this scout will be used strictly for research purposes. Rockstar respects intellectual property rights and will not recreate protected artwork or sculptures, use employee customer likenesses, or recreate business interiors without an owner's express written permission to do so. This requested scout would involve a group of approximately 4 to 6 people and takes 1 to 2 hours. The scout team is primarily interested in scouting interior spaces. For access to your property, as outlined above, Rockstar is willing to pay an access fee. Rockstar asks a standard release be signed by any locations that agree to follow their team to scout. I've attached the standard release to this letter for your review. If everything sounds okay and looks good, then please sign the release and send it back to me via email. Then our team will follow up with you in a couple of weeks to arrange a day and time for our scout team to come by. So as you can see from this letter, we get quite a lot of information regarding Rockstar's scout tour. Now I was quite surprised that Rockstar was doing location scouting so late in what we would probably assume was the development of Grand Theft Auto 6. It's been 6 years since Grand Theft Auto 5. We would have assumed that they'd be quite far through GTA 6, but for them to be doing location scouts at this time is probably quite bad news for the development. Rockstar have said in previous interviews that the first thing they do in development is to create the map. They want to create the locations, and then they create the missions around those locations. So the fact that they haven't done location scouting yet, or are doing it so late at this point, is probably bad news. And this indicates that GTA 6 could be a lot further away than we think. So this is obviously just speculation on my part. There is a segment in this letter that states that the scout team was primarily interested in scouting interior spaces, so perhaps Rockstar have already done their exterior locations and they're just wanting to fill in some interiors around the map and do some additional scouting for that. We don't really know. So I did get in contact with Fresh, who was the one that shared this contract, and this is what he got back to me and said. He said, "Man, trust me I would, but I'm trying to stay anonymous. I don't want any lawsuits coming my way or want to get in trouble at work. But maybe after the game releases, I mean, who would care then?" So the fact that he said he didn't want to get in trouble at work makes me believe that he probably works at one of these businesses or residences that Rockstar went in to location scout, and he managed to get his hands on this letter informing them that the location scouts would be coming to their location. And if that is the case, it's probably best he keeps those details to himself, because I know I personally wouldn't want to get him in trouble at work. And you might be wondering, well, how do we know this letter was real? How do we know it was written by the real Leah Sokolowsky? Well, it turns out she actually did a podcast and talked about some of the projects she's working on. Now, this was a very long podcast. I'm not going to let you guys listen to a huge segment, but I did want to include the little small segment where she does talk about this project.
Recently, as you're aware, we've had a change in the types of productions that are coming to our state. So I've also been very fortunate to get a large client that has hired me to arrange basically site tours and visits. It's a digital media company, and I've signed an NDA, so I can't disclose who it is, but they've been exploring various areas of our state and of other states in the Southeast. And I've been planning and arranging those visits for their personnel, and that's been kind of a very interesting expansion of what I normally do as well.
So as you guys heard from Leah herself, she mentioned there's changes in the types of productions coming to her state. You know, obviously from her resume, she's done a lot of work in TV and movies. This is probably the first video game company she's worked with. She also mentioned she was under an NDA with the digital media company, and she's been organising site tours and visits for them, and she's been not only exploring around the Florida state, but she mentioned they've also been touring other surrounding states in the southeast, which gives us a huge indication that it's not just going to be Florida and Miami. There's going to be a lot of surrounding states also included in these locations. So guys, that's pretty much everything that we know so far about the location scouting in Miami, giving us a huge indication that, you know, GTA is going to be primarily set in Vice City, or it's going to be one of the major cities featured in the game. Now, I've been running this GTA 6 news series for quite a while, and to be honest, this is probably one of the most legitimate leaks we've had so far. This is one of the most reliable ones that we've had, giving us an indication that it is going to be coming back to Vice City, especially since she's one of the top location managers in Florida, and it looks like Rockstar and Take-Two are going to be working with one of the best. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this down in the comments. All my sources will be linked in the description if you do want to take a look for yourself. If you did watch this video all the way to the end, I'd really appreciate if you could take a few seconds to leave it a like. It really helps support the channel, and also subscribe if you are new and you want to be kept up to all the latest GTA 6 news and updates. Have a good one, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.